Okay, good afternoon, guys. In this session, we are going to discuss about the difference between position and holding because 90% people they don't know what are the key differences between positions and demat holding. Means what are the different securities that we hold in demat account and what are the different trades or positions that we hold in a positions or different accounts and what are the key differences between both, because if you're a part of an accounting or if you are a part of, let's say, any collateral management process, so in that particular process you would see a lot of challenges because every day we'll have to calculate margin on securities, right? Every day we'll have to apply the logic of mark to market. But in this small video, I'm just gonna discuss about the difference between demat and positions, demat account holdings and position account, details, and how you can reconcile. And if you like this video, then you can post your thought process in comment section. Then I'll design or generate or develop in detail 1 hour session on collateral management, how collateral moves from one account to another, how that works in a reality, and also I'll discuss all that in details. Okay, so let's start it then. So if you see here positions, right? If you see positions here, so it means I have paid around 27,000. I have paid around 27,000 K to purchase the Wipro securities, right? And if you see, I have purchased this particular Wipro security with margin of 27k, and if you see the expiry date of 1st of August 2024, so it means this particular positions or contract will expire on 24th of June, and that's what I have paid 27,000 k to purchase the 300 quantities of Wipro stock with average price, if you can see this one 401, and the last trade price, it means it is a current price, so it means it is a current price of Wipro securities, and the current price of Wipro securities is around 431.65. So here if you see, my intention was, or my intention was to purchase the securities with the minimum amount. If you just calculate the price 300 quantities into 4,000, just calculate it, so you will have an idea why this calculation is important. I'll tell you. So this price 401 into 300, your price goes around 1,23,000. And if you see, I have just paid 27,000, right? I have just paid 27,000. 27,000. If you see, broker paid 96,000 extra. So broker paid 96,000 on behalf of me. So it means almost broker paid triple the amount. If you just 27 into 3, if you just do that, so amount would be around, now 90,000. It would be less, but just you can just calculate it in that way. So it means broker paid 96,000 and I have paid 27,000, and then after we have purchased 300 quantities. So what it means? So it means when you ask broker to pay the margin or ask broker to fund to your securities, in that case broker will be the owner of that securities. Why? Because broker paid highest amount than you, and that the rule, if someone is paying highest amount, that person will take the control of collateral, and in this case broker will take the control of your collateral. It means 300 quantities, and that's what, when you have a position, now you can relate position. It means you are not holding the ownership right, you have just purchased the securities, but It is not even actual purchase. You have paid initial amount, let's say 10%, 20%, and booked the securities with this price. And remaining amount broker funded. Remaining amount broker funded. That's what broker will take the control of such securities, and that securities means 300 quantities would be available in trading account. When we say trading account, it means it is kind of a position. When you have a position, so it means you are not holding any ownership, actual ownership, but you have a right to buy, right? In this case, if you see, I have a right to buy of 300 securities. So it means if I want to buy the securities, then I'll have to pay the remaining 96,000 to convert that securities into demat account. So when you receive securities in your demat account, it means we have funded entire amount. We have purchased securities in cash, and when we have purchased securities in cash, that becomes your demat holding. So it means we are holding that securities by paying full amount, and in this case, I haven't paid full amount. So in short, now if you relate that, so here, if you relate that, so my point is, if you ask broker to fund, if you ask broker to fund to your securities, so it means you have only position in that particular security. And here, if you see, I have done the same thing. I requested broker to fund to my securities. Broker funded to my securities, and now my securities are controlled under broker. And here your margin come into picture. Why margin come into picture? Margin is depends on this. If this price goes down, if price trigger to this, you can check. So I'll show you how margin works. So just click on this one, view the margin, how much amount that I have paid. You can relate now. As I said, I'll design full session on it. But see this initial margin. So it means I have paid 27,000. Broker paid 96,000, and if I pay 96,000 to the broker, means if I pay it now, let's say, then only I can claim the ownership right in this particular securities. And now just relate that. So anyways, luckily this trade is in profit. This trade is in profit. So this trade is in profit. So if I again sell this security, I can sell the security. If that security is available in, that position accounts, so still I can sell that security and recover my money back. So here, if you see, I have a sell option as well. So I can sell it. And if I sell it today, then I'll have a profit of around 6,000 in this particular, securities. So that broker again. So your point would be why broker will provide this 96,000 funding to you. See, nobody provide funding in free of cost. So broker will charge, either fixed amount, means let's say to 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 100 rupees. So that depends, because here this broker, ICICI broker, charge around 25 rupees, 25 rupees for 1 lakh, amount for per day, for per day. So it means I'll have to pay interest payment of 25 rupees for per day to the broker to, opt this margin facility. And that's what broker provided margin facility to me. So now your question is, if you opt any margin or if you request broker to fund to your securities, so it means broker will have a control of that securities, and that security, you can say it's a position, so that you have a position, right? And now if you just differentiate between position and the demat, so I'll now take you in demat account to see this. So you won't be able to see the Wipro. If you see, this is my demat account. Here you can check. So this is my NSDL demat account. You can check this. Here I don't have a securities, means Wipro securities in my account. So if you see, there are all other securities: Visagar, SPL, Prakash, NCL, Maharashtra Corporation, Leods, Kotari, Geo Financials, and others. But you won't be able to see the Wipro securities. So it means I have funded all this amount. So if you see, I have funded this entire amount. That's what I'm holding securities. I'm holding the securities. Now, if you see, I'm holding, it means I have paid entire amount, and then now I'm holding the ownership right with the securities. And if I'm holding the ownership right with the securities, so that securities will be in your demat account. So here if you see, that securities will be in your demat account. And that's the difference, key differences which you would see between your positions and your demat account. Demat account, it means it is a cash based, position, cash based holdings. When we say holding, guys, holding, it means now you are the owner of that securities. And when we say position, it means you have a right to buy of such a securities. So in case of position, the buyer is only paying short or small amount, let's say 10%, 20%, and holding the rights of such a securities. So eventually, when you are paying margin, so it means broker is paying the remaining amount. If I take the example, as I said, if you want to buy the Wipro, so you are paying only 20, right? You are paying 20 rupees. And then broker is paying, let's say 80. So that becomes 100%. So it means 80% broker will fund, 20% you can fund, and that's how broker will take the control of your positions. So it means you will have rights to buy that securities when you return brokers 80 rupees, then only broker will send the ownership rights to you. So it means then only securities will receive to you in your demat account. So that's the difference between positions and holding, or I would say that's the difference between, you can say, uh, your normal positions and demat holdings. Demat holding, it means you will receive ownership right of securities. So that becomes your demat holding. So you will receive directly ownership right. All right. And again, if you want in detail session, as I said, post your opinion in comment section. I'll design sessions on margin, collateral, how margin works, how collateral works, how margin moves from position to, a demat account, when it will be executed, when broker trigger the margin calls, how physical settlement will be executed in the, at a broker level, and all, how broker initiate the auction for a different securities if you feel on margin or different things, how that process works, right? Let's say how you can perform the reconciliations for a different positions or collateral, maybe securities, demat account, and all. If you want all such input, then I would say I would expect at least 1000 likes and enough comments. So then only we can go ahead with the another in detail session, so which you can understand each and everything in details, right? So that's what your cooperation is important. If you send this content or share this content with others, so they'll also understand it, and then we can have another session on such a topics with the more in detail input and all. And if you like, or if you want any courses as such, like on fund accounting, private equity, hedge fund, and many more, then you can reach out to me. You can call me at or text me at 73738760930. You can call it or